Hi, Yanshan. It's me, Kasih, someone's friend.
Okay, hi. I'm
Very nice
Yanshan.
to
Nice
you.
to meet you, Kasih.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna brief on what we're gonna do today. So basically, we're just having like a small talk, although it might sound weird, the virtual Dakwah, but it's actually just like we together just having like small sharings of what both of our religion is. So what I'm trying to do is actually trying to highlight the similarities between Islam and Buddha. So you're okay with
Okay,
that?
sure. Yeah, sure.
So first, let's start off with the first question, which is moving. Okay. So did you find any similarities between the teachings of Islam and Buddha?
I think, of course, there are similarities. If you would say which one I would like to highlight the most is the similarity between the both teachings of Islam and Buddha is, we need to be really uh into our religion. Like, let's say, what should follow, what we should actually highlight in our religion, we should follow it. For example, like, okay, let's say we say Islam. Actually, you guys are supposed to have a proper dress code, right? Like, you all shouldn't wear so short sleeve and all those. Actually, for us Buddha, we do have the same thing, but we Chinese seldom follow on this. We will tend to actually escape from this. We'll say, oh, because we follow Western style. But to be really honest, we Buddha have the dress code to follow. We shouldn't dress code like, you can see when we are entering our temple, we actually don't suggest people to wear improper dress code. We will say long pants, sleeve shirts and all those. So the similarity I can see is actually all both religion actually restrict us on our, not to say restrict, ask us to follow on the dress code side, but you can see lah, we Buddha actually a bit lost on this thing lah. We are not so good like Islam. We really follow back and forth. So yeah, this is one of the similarity. Then the second similarity, I think, it's about our environment, our growing environment. That, I mean, when we go to the religion school, or I should say, when we go to our praying session, the important thing is they will tend to ask the people there to actually, how to say, to about the morality part. So I find that the morale in between all these religion, Islam and Buddha, it's actually they're very emphasized on morality also. Like, for example, responsible on what you carrying the responsibility on what you are doing. You need to be responsible. You need to be good to your parents, good to your friends, good to all. So this is the similarity I find also. So this is the two that I think I will highlight the most when it comes to the religion part.
I see. So according to you about the dress code, obviously in Islam we also have, we obviously couldn't show our hairs except for our family and so on. But you can see that there are also some Muslims who is free hair. They didn't cover their aura properly and so on. So basically everything has its own guideline, but it depends on the person itself to either follow or just like disregard it all over.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
actually I find Islam is better lah. It's really better, a lot better, especially the dress code part. You can see we Buddha, when people come to judge us on our dress code, then we will just say, oh, it's already 21st century, so we don't need to follow a dress code. We can just wear whatever we like. So we actually tend to forget that there's actually religion there.
I see. So yeah, the environment really plays, a very important thing to make.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so now I'll start with my points to see if you could see the similarities. So first of all is the trust on the founder itself. Okay, so both religions are regarded as one. When we say about the founder, both are one with knowledge and authority to teach others in important things that we as humans need in life. So, for example, the Buddha was revered, or like we say, known for his knowledge and attainment of the word enlightenment. And on the other hand, we have Muhammad, our prophet, who is beloved by the Muslims because he was chosen by Allah to receive and interpret the Quran. Plus, one more thing is that I find it very cool and very fascinating is that both religions have their own set of ethical standards. So for Buddha, we have the Buddhist Eightfold Path, and for Muslim, we have the Muslim Sharia. So in there, we can find the guidelines that we humans need in life. So, and one very simple thing that we Muslim follow a prophet is that when we eat, so you will first need to wash your hand, then you continue with the recitation of dua before you eat. So what is the purpose? Basically, you should wash your hand for a good hygiene. And when you recite your dua, it's to get the blessings from Allah. And by just doing that, you get rewards by following the Prophet's Sunnah. So Sunnah is another way of us saying we need to follow the Prophet's way of doing things. So yeah. Next point is that the practice of peace and non-violence. So basically, it just means that we need to control our own emotions, not letting it take control of our actions. You know, we don't want to get doing bad things or so on when we're mad. So basically, we can't simply hurt anyone or anything like, you know, the act of abusing animals, murder people, or even hurt others with our words. In both religions, we were taught to be patient, calm, and rational. So when you're mad, to avoid doing all those bad things and not to regret it in the later state of life. And the third one is the role of ethics in our life. So both religions very highlights on the importance of one, which means a person having a good ethics in their own life. So in Islam, ethics is said to be the core of Islam or the main point like that. So because according to a saying by the Prophet Muhammad, is he said that the best among you are those who have the best manners and character. So even though you cover awrah, and you pray, you recite dua, you do zakat and so on, you still need to maintain the good relationship with people because those who are the greatest among you are with the best manners and characters. That's when ethics play a very important role in your life. So yeah, so that's three of my points. Do you have any opinions on what I've said, or you want to add on some more points maybe?
I'm actually seeing from your point, right? For the very first one, you say about the eating part, you need to wash hand, and then you need to have a simple prayer, then only to start with eating. Actually, for Buddha, we do have that also, but you seldom see people doing this. So what we do, I mean, the washing hand, the good hygiene part, all of us were taught since young, right? So it's actually really all of us are actually acting on that lah. So the second thing is the small prayer. Actually, we Buddha also have the small prayer before we eating. It's just that nowadays getting lesser and lesser people do. Not like it's a must. Actually, it's not like saying it's a must or not. We were not taught when we were young, but it is actually something happening. So the Buddhists, they will actually have a small prayer before they eat. You can see in the temple lah, but not in the reality lah. Reality, lesser and lesser people doing so. So this is the similarity also lah. When we before we eat, we actually have a small prayer. So after seeing from what you said, you talk about the ethics, the attitude. We Buddhists also have this. Of course, we have a sentence. We actually very prioritize on the very first thing is actually about taat kepada ibu bapa. This is a very important thing in we Buddhists, or I should say we Chinese. But if you go into this whole lesson about how we should actually prioritize all these, yes, attitude, ethics, all this really come first, because we need to learn to be a person before we start into the community. So we actually have a lot of similarities from what you said. All this is actually what we are practicing as well. So I think this is my add-on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, obviously, according to you, it's the same in Islam teaching as well, that we need to respect our parents first and foremost, then you respect your siblings, then the rest of your family, your friends, your teachers. I think, yeah, that's a basic role of a human. Okay, we need to be good to others for us to receive the good treatment as well, like that. So yeah, that's all from me actually. Like, thank you so much for your time, Yan Shan.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Thank you.
I can have. No worries, no worries. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So here's the part where I'm going to share about the Makasih Syarah that I portray throughout the sharing sessions. So first of all was the act of protecting our intellect. This sharing session is a platform to share knowledge, and hopefully with the new knowledge it could reduce the misperceptions of Islam in the eyes of the non-Muslims like my friend Yanshan. Number 2 was protecting our religion. This session could avoid Islam to be looked down among the non-Muslims. By sharing the truth, we could gain respect from each other when we truly understand each other's religion's teachings and practices. And third is protect our descendants. These sharing sessions could be a foundation for the younger generations and avoid them from being astray with wrong understandings of the religion. Next is the Dakwah techniques that I use throughout the sharing sessions. There are 3 of them. First is Dakwah with Hikmah, where it's just me conversing with my friend Yan Shan using soft tone intonations and polite words. Number 2 is Dakwah with Mujadalah Bilatih Ahsan, where this sharing session was definitely, absolutely done with no intention of hurting the other parties, but just to have a casual talk with followers of different religions for us to understand each other better. And the last one is Dakwah with Qudwah al-Hasanah or Dakwah bil-Hal. I really hope I achieve the goal of Dakwah bil-Hal with my actions, gestures, and words throughout these sharing sessions. So thank you. That's all from me.